I apologize in advance if I sound stuffy. My allergies are just killing me. But a couple of weeks ago, I got a comment on one of my videos asking, is it still worth it to start a notary career based on platforms just giving you clients, or are the glory days over? And I feel like that is a great topic of discussion. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the remote online notary space absolutely skyrocketed in 2020, and understandably so. Even though Ron's been around since like 2012, I believe, 2020 was really kind of that inflection point. We saw a ton more people becoming remote online notaries. We saw a lot more platforms spring up, customers, mortgage companies, and the like were really starting to embrace the technology. I think year to date, there's like 40 states that have permanent RON laws, 4 more states that'll have permanent RON laws in the future. And there's been plenty of platforms that have seen like unprecedented growth since 2020. Now, one such platform that saw insane growth was Proof, formerly known as Notarize. And they offer something called on-demand notarizations. And the best way to explain it, which I always do, is just like any gig economy. And so you're going to sign up for the platform, and once you sign up and get approved for the platform, you will essentially be able to take notarizations in more or less of like a first come first serve fashion. So as calls come in, if you are the notary to take that call, you will be offered $5 for general notary work notarization and $25 if it is a loan signing. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but during that time, notaries were making absolute bank on that platform. So back in 2021, I did a interview with Sean Cofield, and he is a full-time RON, and he said during that time that even on the like laziest of weeks, he could still bring in $1,000 a week only on the Notarized platform.
On a lazy, I say lazy, on a trimmed down work ethic, yeah, I can still pull in $1,000.
Say that one more time. You can pull in how much?
$1,000 a week. On a $1,000. Yeah, that's being conservative. That's not like going hard in the paint.
So the question is it still like that? And the short answer is no, it's not, unfortunately. So at some point, I feel like the amount of RONs that were coming onto these platforms significantly outpaced the amount of new business that was coming in. And it makes sense because from a RON's perspective, you now have an opportunity to make good money from the comfort of your own home without having to market yourself, and it's incredibly enticing. But from an enterprise perspective, there's still a lot of companies and a lot of industries that are hesitant to do remote online notarizations. So eventually I kind of just feel like it got too imbalanced. And so now you have, 4 or 5 times the amount of notaries all fighting for that same amount of notarizations, and there's just not enough to go around. And so if you were to ask me now, should you start a remote online notary business with the hope that a platform can give you enough clients to make it worth your while? The answer would be absolutely not. And it's not to say that you can't make money as a remote online notary. There's still plenty of full-time RONs. It's just that a platform is not going to be able to give you enough clients for you to make a full-time business out of it. I've said it before, I always say it. You getting your own clients and marketing yourself is always the best way to go. And if a platform happens to give you clients, awesome, cherry on top. But it's not something that you should ever rely on, whether it was back then or even now or in the future. I still think that the base of your business should be set on the expectation that you are going to find your own clients. I will say there are plenty of platforms that can give you clients every now and again. And I put together a quick blog to go over what all of those platforms are, just in case you're interested. And even platforms that don't actively give you clients, they still try some ways to get you more business. So like Notary Hub, for example, gives you a free storefront, which can kind of act as like a website for you to get business in. Secured Signing now just implemented something where you can show customers when you're actively online to help you get business in. And so overall, platforms do try a lot of different and creative ways to help bring more business to notaries. But like I said, the best way for you to grow and scale your business is always just going to be trying to get your own through marketing and connections and networking and everything else. But I am curious what your experience has been. If you are a full-time RON, how has business changed back in 2020 to where it is now? And if you've been on the Notarized platform, how's that changed over the years? Put it all in the comments. Check out that blog if you want to see a list of platforms that give you clients. As always, thank you for watching my video. Catch you in the next one.